First of all, Boomer Sooner, Texas sucks. Second of all, why does carnivore work so well these days? Let me tell you why. It's because we've all been fed a lie. And we've been feeding ourselves with poisons and toxic foods that have been feeding inflammation and disease states and making them happen at an unprecedented level, which is also feeding the pocketbooks of three big organizations in America. That is Big Food, Big Pharma, and Big Insurance. You got to understand, I'm a pharmacist, so I've seen this. And I'm not talking about pharmacies and pharmacists. I'm talking about Big Pharma whenever I say Big Pharma. Whenever people are eating these foods that were in it, we're surrounded by it. It's in the grocery stores. It's in the fast food restaurants. These additives and all these toxic ingredients that they put in here, these seed oils. I can go down a long list of things, but what they're doing is they're adding to the sickness, and it's making you sick enough, not enough to kill you, but sick enough that you are having chronic inflammation, which is feeding every disease state, including hundreds of different autoimmune diseases at this point. And people are having to go to the doctor and stay on these medications that are only treating symptoms. They're not getting to the root cause, and most of the time that's because the root cause is what they're putting in their mouth in the form of food. That's why carnivore works so well. It's because it removes these toxins. I'll give you a short list. It removes all the sugar, all the unnecessary carbohydrates, all the preservatives, all the seed oils, all of the additives and the artificial sweeteners, all the coloring agents that really don't need to be there, but they're just making it look pretty. They're not actually nutritional or helpful at all. It removes all the extra fluff that you don't need that is also making those foods highly addictive. And so when you can return to a diet that's actually giving you everything you need with nothing extra, it's actually an elimination diet. You're eliminating everything you don't need, and you're keeping the protein and the essential amino acids, the fats, as well as the essential fatty acids. And that's why it's working, is because what it's doing is it's allowing your body to get the nutrition that it needs to repair and rebuild itself without anything extra to pour gasoline on a fire that hasn't gone out. Even with medications, even with multiple doctors, even with doing everything seemingly right, these problems aren't going away. If that sounds like you, because it was me. For over a decade, I got pounded by heavy chronic inflammation, systemic, head to toe. It's affecting me, every part of me, until I gave this diet a 30-day try. I tried carnivore for 30 days. I was absolutely certain it was not going to work. And I actually believed that it was probably going to suck. Like, I was going to be constipated and inflamed and all these things that they had led us to believe. And it was the exact opposite. I actually felt the best I had in well over a decade. The inflammation went down from the source, and I was actually able to fire my rheumatologist after just maybe 6 months to a year on the diet. And to this day, I don't even take a baby aspirin for inflammation. So guys, if that sounds like you or someone you know or love, please, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat below. Share this with anybody who needs to hear this message. Think about what I just said, and, think about the different ways that we're feeding the pocketbooks of things you probably don't even realize or would want to feed, and start feeding yourself real food. Start today. Give it a 30-day try. Also, don't forget, Boomer Sooner, Texas sucks. And until next time, guys, stay good.